Hi, this is Dara. I am a gender therapist from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I am here to share with you a bit of information about how to talk to your parents about being trans. So, obviously, this is going to be directed more towards those who are teenagers, but if you happen to stumble across this and you're an adult, feel free to watch it as well and see if there's anything in it that can help you out. So the reason I'm making this video is because I get this question asked to me a lot, and therefore I believe it is something that many of you could benefit from. So knowing that so many of you have your own personal stories about your living situation, I'm not going to be able to personally address every single situation. So I thought about it, and I think what's best is if I give you plenty of resources in this video so that you can figure out who you should talk to about this. So let's see. First thing that I want to talk about is the different levels of probably intensity when it comes to you talking to your parents. So this has to do with you knowing whether or not your parents are going to be accepting, and to what level of degree do you feel like that they would be very accepting, or would you actually be worried about maybe even your safety or your ability to still live at home. So of course the first level would be if you feel like you're just really scared to tell them just because you don't it's something they don't know about you, but in the long run, you're pretty sure they're going to be very accepting. Maybe they already have expressed support for LGBTQ people in general, and you're just scared to talk to them about it. The second level would be if you're not quite sure if they're going to understand what you're talking about, but you are fairly certain that they are not going to kick you out of the house or do anything that would harm you either physically or scare you, anything like that. The third level would be if you are highly concerned about their reaction. And I know that people from all over the world are probably going to be watching this video, so it's really hard to say how many of you actually can feel safe talking to your parents or parent about this. And so my general rule of thumb is to say if you feel like that this might not go so well, or you have some really strong concerns about it, is that you find at least one other adult in your life that you can talk to and get their advice about how to approach your parents, and or maybe they can even help you talk to your parents about this. So this could be somebody else in your family. It could be somebody at maybe the school that you go to, like a teacher or a counselor. It could be the parent of one of your friends. So basically, I hope you could find somebody to help you go forward and talk to your parents about this, so that you know you have at least the support of one other adult in your life to help you with that. Because eventually the chances of you needing to talk to a counselor, like a gender therapist, or at least a counselor who's aware of transgender issues, and also your pediatrician, in case you are needing to medically transition, you're going to really need your parents' help if you're going to want to try to access those kind of resources. So that would be ideally one of the next steps, is after your parents find out about this, if there's any way they can connect you with those kind of resources. And that would be a good resource for them to have too, to teach them more about what you're going through. And worst case scenario, which is definitely very difficult, is that you know it's going to go so badly with your parents, or maybe you do tell them and it goes so bad that you actually have to wait until you're able to be older and you're able to support yourself financially to be able to move forward with your transition. If that's the case and you really have to put your safety as a priority, then my suggestion is that you do find as much support as possible in your life to get you through however long it might be that you're not able to move forward with this. Probably finding support on the internet would be most useful to you. So I have a article I wrote where I give some advice about how you can find help on the internet. So I'll put that link in the notes for this so that you can utilize that. So here's some more information for you. I want to give you some actual resources that you can use to be able to figure out how to come out to your parents. Also, if you come out to your parents and you're having trouble getting them to understand, or if you feel like you need some extra support through this. The first resource is called Ally Moms. That's ALLY Moms. This is a group on the internet through which you can find moms who have transgender kids, and they are open to helping other transgender kids and teenagers. They're there to give you advice, just to lend you a friendly ear. They're also available to talk to your parent or parents about this if you want. So the easiest way to find them is probably just to put into a search engine Ally, ALLY, Moms, and it'll pop up. But the actual address is at a website called callhimhunter.wordpress.com/ALLY-MOMS. So this was originally started by a mom whose transgender son is named Hunter, and she created this resource. There's Ally Moms from across the whole world, and they're there to help you. And so you go to this webpage, and it gives you some instructions about how to get a hold of them. So one thing that the Ally Moms aren't able to help with is if you are in crisis or if it's an emergency. They really encourage that you call. There's a couple other places I can tell you about. First of all, the Trevor Project, and that can be found. The website is at thetrevorproject.org. I'll put that in the notes for the video. And you can either call them by phone, you can use text messaging, or you can do online chat. And there are people there ready to talk to you. You know, if you are feeling suicidal, if you're in crisis, if you need advice, if you need someone to talk to, it's that easy. You can talk to somebody about this, even if you don't know somebody personally in your life who can help you. The other resource I want to give you is the Transgender Crisis Hotline. The website for that is translifeline.org. And excuse me, the phone number for United States is 877-565-8860. And for Canada, it's 877-330-6366. And again, there are people waiting to talk to you who can support you through especially very difficult times you're going through. Or if you're just looking for some advice, you can turn to them for that. And so this is it's a hotline that is still growing. You know, they're a nonprofit, so they have to have donations to help them keep going. So my guess is that if they're able to get enough money, they can grow and be able to help more people around the country. But for right now, that's the information for you to be able to do that. And so, like I said, I think to summarize, the main thing that I want you to have when you come out to your parents is you need to have support. You need to have information, and you need to have education ready to be able to share with your parents. And so you can probably figure out what kind of information you need to give to your parents by checking in, for instance, with the Ally Moms or with the Trevor Project or with the Transgender Crisis Hotline. They could direct you to some resources that you can use to be able to talk to your parents. But in the long run, it really depends on what is your relationship with your parents already, and how much do you trust that when you talk to them about this, you know, it could range from a wide variety where you could just feel uncomfortable and awkward and kind of weird talking to them about it, all the way up to feeling unsafe. So you need to kind of gauge what you think their reaction might be, but then remember that you might be surprised by what their reaction could be in terms of either being better or worse than you thought. So again, try to find another adult who can help you with this, so that way you're not in this alone. So that's it for this little video. If you're interested in sending me your question, go to darahoffmanfox.com and click on the Contact Me link. I do receive many, many messages. So what I try to do is respond to as many as I can personally, but I also have a couple of volunteers that help me out. And then I also sometimes can make a video or write a blog post to help as many of you out as possible, all at the same time. So thanks for listening. Please pass this on to anybody you think could use it for help, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.